Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. Just a little life equipment update. Usual thing when I've been really busy, can't make a lot of separate videos about stuff, so I lump it all together. First thing is a new instrument. This is not your run-of-the-mill King that you're seeing with the curved brace. This is a 2B. Yeah, okay. There's a lot of 2Bs out there, but this is a pretty neato one. This is a 1947 HN White 2B Liberty. So this is the original-ish model of the 2B. 2B started to exist sometime in like the 30s. I think it started with the Liberty, which was a single-bore 491, if I remember correctly, and they later came out with the 2B Liberty, which is 481, 491. It's actually a little bit smaller, but dual bore, and that's the model that has survived until today. So like 90 years of the same trombone being offered by, not the same company exactly, but by King, that entire time with basically no changes. Obviously, there are changes over the run. I'm sure the lead pipes are a little different. Bell thicknesses have changed, blah, blah, blah. Counterweights have been different. But the 2B has existed that entire time with no like actual changes to the instrument. I think that's pretty neat. And all 2Bs are probably pretty good. There's definitely like bad ones out there, but they're just kind of random ones. The 2B Liberties, these early ones, are renowned for being even a little better than the average 2B. And having played this, I played it all day versus my 16M the other day, it's pretty great. It makes this just kind of chunky, fat sound in all registers. It really likes to light up. It's got good feedback. It's got a good articulation. It's pretty flexible. It's got a monster low range. I like the low range on my 16M, but it's not especially good. And the low range on this is better than it is on my 3B. 2Bs are like that though. There's something about them that's a little bit open, a little more open than you would actually expect. Some of them play more open than a stock 3B, for instance. And I can see why someone would choose this, because it kind of does the small bore things really well. It's got a nice, easy high register. It's still flexible. You can put a nice point on the articulations, but it also does the kind of larger small horn, the kind of like 500 bore and up things pretty well. It responds well to air. It can play loud. It doesn't just kind of like fizzle out if you try and play too loud, for instance. So I can see why the 2B has been around this long. Am I going to keep this? I don't know. It was really cheap. It's an amazing shape. It's got like a couple little bell dings. It's all original lacquer. It's got like a little bit of a ding on the third position dent, as I like to call it. But otherwise, it's in really good shape. And that means I'm probably going to sell it. It is really good, but I'm not sure if it's like better than my 3BF and my 16M, both of which I really like. So, really neat horn. We'll see what happens with it. I'm going to play it for a while. I might try it at Disneyland. A friend of mine who plays there already plays one of these, a 2B Liberty that might even be the same year, and she sounds amazing on hers, so maybe I could do the same thing on this. We'll see. If nothing else, it was cool to try one out for a little bit. On to more sad changes. Definitely 100% selling the 50T3 with the Corporation silver-plated bell. Love this instrument. It makes a really cool sound. It plays well, and it's just surplus to needs. I just don't need it. It's an extra instrument, and I played both my basses the other day, and I love them. Both of them are so different and do different things so well, and I just really enjoy playing them. And this is just extra. Like, I could keep this too and have 3 really cool basses. I don't really need to. Even if this is a bit of a dream horn, I've always wanted, like really good Corp bell. This is a really good Corp bell with Thayers, just to have that orchestral Bach trombone. But I already have one. I have a better one that was made custom for me, and so I just don't need 2. So this is on the chopping block. If you're interested in it, hit me up at the lesson link below. I know it's just a lesson link, but just say you're interested in the horn. what I'm going to do is, the reason this hasn't been for sale yet is I'm going to have it worked on a little bit, clean up some cosmetic stuff. There's some solder and things I want to have looked at, and I'm having the slide retubed. The lower outer needs a new tube. If you want to buy it before I have that stuff done and you want to have it done yourself, I'm not going to put a discount on it because I'd rather just have it done myself. So if you want to skip everyone else in line for some reason and pay more money, by all means, you can have it right now. Otherwise, we can have that work done, and it'll probably be done in the next couple of weeks. And I'll put up some listings on Facebook and stuff. But yeah, sad to see this go. Again, like, it's a dream horn, and I really dig it. It just happened to come up at the perfectly wrong time because I already have another instrument that does the same thing and was made for me. So sad to see this go. As usual, I tried to evaluate all horns on whether they are worth more as an instrument or more as money. And this one is worth more as money because I have two other bass trombones. Here's an example of an instrument that's worth more as an instrument is this 42BS, I guess you would call it, silver-plated bell section. Just the bell section. I want to keep both my slides for now. I don't really need this, but it's not worth that much money. Maybe a few $100 if someone wants to buy it. And so I'd rather just keep it. It's a nice backup. It plays fine. If I need to play a beater, a large bore gig, sometimes those happen. That's why I have this. I don't need to worry about it. It's not worth that much money. And because it's not worth much money, and sometimes I use it, I may as well keep it. Whereas the bass is worth kind of a lot of money, and I don't need it that much, so it gets sold. I'll have more updates for you later. I did some kind of high-profile gigs lately. Maybe you saw that on Instagram or something. And I'd love to talk about playing in that section, kind of a world-class section. So stay tuned. Next video, I'll talk about the things I learned and things you can learn from me. That's it. Bye.